So this week's episode of Kakegurui the Compulsive Gambler was a very enjoyable episode. This time we're going into choice poker. A very interesting take on poker. This time, the one who has raised the most with their bets gets to choose whether the highest or lowest hand will win that turn. So it gives this very interesting twist to the game of poker, but it doesn't do anything too crazy with it. But it definitely puts our main character Yumiko in a very poor situation, which is to be expected. I mean, every time she goes up against someone, she's always thrown into a situation that is forcing her into the weaker situation kind of a thing. But this was a fun episode because I really like this because Yumiko isn't indestructible, because we've seen her lose before. But she's also someone who doesn't value money, she just values the thrill of gambling. So it's nice to see her just go insane in this match and essentially lose, and if it isn't for the other character, I forget her name, but essentially the girl who wants Yumiko to be student council president and essentially take her on so she can get back into the council because they wronged her, is giving her another 100 chips, which each chip is worth 10 million yen or something like that. So she's back in the game, but she did lose. Like, she definitely lost. If it wasn't for her, she'd be gone here. But I like that because it gives you this thrill because Yumiko is such a wild card. Even the student council doesn't know how to kind of like deal with her because she doesn't value money. She wants the thrill. If she gets thrown into a horrible situation, that's just going to be another thrill for her in some way, shape, or form. So the game of poker this week was fun. It was very simple, it was very basic, but adding this kind of choice of the stronger or weaker hand, it leads to the game of poker being a little bit more exciting, but it's really down to the mentality and the bluffs and kind of watching this guy, the treasurer for the student council, kind of try to figure out what it is she's doing, and he seems to have a pretty good grasp of Yumiko's character and what she's doing more times than not, and he has the most money, so it's clear that he should be able to win. But now that she's back in with a second swing of things, it definitely feels like Yumiko's going to come out on top this time around. And I could definitely see the endgame for the series being Yumiko as student council president. Obviously, we won't see this within this 12-episode anime season, but I could definitely see the manga going in that direction. But this was a very thrilling episode. You know, the masked vice president with the voice muffler, things like that. It was just like, it was a nice, eerie, kind of silly touch because Compulsive Gambler is a very silly series at the end of the day. It's very, like, over-exaggerated in both voice acting and just visual representation of these characters, but I love how the vice president comes out with that mask and the voice muffler. It is just so ridiculous, it works kind of a thing. But it's kind of crazy to see how much the student council truly has. Like, this guy is literally betting like 1 billion yen on this game here, and of course, even if he was to lose, obviously he would still have money to spare. Not to say Yumiko doesn't, as we know her family is incredibly rich, and if she wanted to buy her way out of the situations that she's been thrown into, she probably could. And I did get it wrong last week. I thought the public matches is when two people who aren't house pets can challenge one another, but it seems that the public matches is when someone is a house pet, you can choose anyone on the council. So I got that mistake last week there, so forgive me there. But this was a very, very just kind of interesting episode because Compulsive Gambler has had very normal games, like even things like memory and things like that. It was like double memory and within the first couple of episodes, but sometimes they have these very insane games that I'm not too familiar with, but it's interesting to go to something similar like poker, but then twist a rule that kind of eliminates the act of bluffing kind of a thing. But this was a very fun episode, and I'm glad it's carrying over into next week, a good 2-part gambling match to kind of wrap up the season, because I doubt we're going to have anything really that exciting happening in episode 12, in the sense of we probably won't have any more gambling matches, but maybe we will. So it's nice to go on something such as this, a very high-stake game that either could make it or break it for Yumiko. And that's what I like about the series. A lot of people have said that they don't think the gambling is that extraordinary like some other anime like Kaiji and things like that, but really, at the end of the day, it's not the gambling that makes Compulsive Gambler fun, it's the characters and what they do within these games that makes it such a fun show for me and many others watching it. I love this show, it's very fun, and hopefully it will get a season 2 because I would love to see more in the animated form, but if not, I probably will go read the source material at some point in time. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What did you think of this game, of a new type of poker here? Did you find it to be fun? And what did you think of Yumiko and her twisted ways of manipulating others into getting what she wants so she has a second round of this poker game? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Before you leave, smack that like button, share your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.